You can handle the truth, you want the truth, and you have more deep facts than they wanted you to be privy of, especially after you see this video. My wonderful brothers and sisters and friends and loved ones from abroad, I appreciate all of your comments, and I've noticed that lately, be careful and stay safe. They've seemed to be trending on this channel, so, well, I want to say thank you for the love and caring and kindness that you've been showing, and I want to say I love you too, and I've read the whole book, and we win in the end. But your concerns are just and right on the mark as far as saying stay safe and be careful. But that's not optional here, however. Let me state for the record that I'm not suicidal and I'm a very good swimmer. So anything happens along those lines, well, you know. But the battles are never safe, and I've never been one who wanted to watch a great move take place. I want to be a part of that movement. That is where you are at. You watching right now, you're not just watching the move, you are the move. You are the ones that generations to come will be saying the 2023-2024 African revolutionists were the bravest, strongest, and most courageous generations the world had ever seen. So stand side by side, hold your ground, awaken the sleepers, and take joy in this day. Victories are being won, so don't live with destination addiction. Oh, what's that, one might ask? A wise man once said, beware of destination addictions, the idea that happiness is in the next place, the next job, or even with the next partner. Until you give up the idea that happiness is somewhere else, it will never be where you are. So don't worry, be happy, be content with where you are and what you've done, but don't stop moving forward to independence, because there are more victories ahead, and we all know that freedom is never free. Are you ready to see where the rubber meets the road now? Like, sub, leave your comments throughout. This is a time to take inventory of the leaders of your nation. It's time to see who is fighting for the great people of Africa and who's playing puppets of the West for political or personal financial gains. Who are the ones standing with a firm grip, and who's just fawning the master's hands they lick for the sake of the dirty pudding or money they might choose to toss them under the table. I have to first say the one who started all of this, the one who first shrugged off the West, was this man, Museveni. When he stood firm against the United States and they tried enforcing LGBTQ indoctrinations, he literally told them to get lost before it was even cool. He made it the cool thing to do. And Museveni and Uganda has had to pay significantly with sanctions and now empty vault relations with the World Bank. But enough was enough. And this was opening the Pandora's box of what we now know as the 2023 African Revolution, holding fast to family values and their faith in God, no matter what the cost. Museveni couldn't be careful or stay safe when he had to make this decision. To the people of Uganda, let me say that you are not alone, and Museveni is straightforward, not looking to get a rise from a trendy crowd or make it headlines with a controversy. He's the real deal. Your neighbors in Ghana, Burkina Faso, Niger, Rwanda, Mali, Zimbabwe, and the people from the north, the south, the east, the west, and the majority of the citizens and many leaders joined Uganda in this fight. And that spark has started this wildfire of revolutionaries willing to exit and defect from the grips of the West. Now we see the World Bank won't give any new funding to Uganda due to the new anti-LGBTQ laws.
That's how you become a prostitute. Because you fear sacrifice, you fear difficulties. Somebody says, I will give you money if you become a prostitute. Those who like easy life end up as prostitutes. And that's what they want us to be. They want Africa to be prostitutes. Do what we don't believe in because we want money. And this is what I told them. Whenever they come to me, I say, you please shut up.
Museveni said they wouldn't prostitute themselves, and his word has remained his bond. Let me just say for the record, Joe Biden, you suck. Macron, you suck. And Americans know it, and the people of America are on Africa's side. So also, if China and Russia are seeing this, let Uganda in the BRICS. Just to piss off Biden and Macron and their minions, or heck, at least pick up where the World Bank is leaving off the Vice President of Uganda's speech. Did you guys see that? Check it out.
Your Excellencies, the struggle against oppression of man by fellow man has been progressing, but again with unnecessary interruptions caused by imperialism in the last 600 years, feudalism and other forms of dictatorships. In the fight for freedom from oppression of man by fellow men, it is important to remember what the Bible teaches us. In the book of Acts of the Apostles, chapter 17, verse 26, it goes as follows. And he has made from one blood every nation of man to dwell on all the face of the earth, and has determined their pre-appointed times and the boundaries of their dwellings, so that they should seek the Lord in the hope that they might grope for him and find him. I close quotes. Therefore, Your Excellencies, nations and the boundaries of those nations are the work of God, and nobody should interfere with the work of God. Imperialism is therefore a heathen, unchristian idea. Therefore, in the fight for the emancipation of man from oppression of man by fellow men, we should respect the choices of the different nations and countries. The Bible again states in the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 16, I open quotes, "Let your light so shine before men that seeing your good deeds, praise our Father in heaven," I close quotes. In other words, influence people by example and not by coercion, manipulation, etc. Your Excellencies, bearing the foregoing in mind, you can see the relevance of the BRICS effort. It is aghast with fresh air that after 600 years of slave trade, colonialism, genocides, imperialism, neocolonialism, aggressions, etc., a group has come up to illuminate a new way for human race, a new way that insists on justice, equality of people, and respecting independence of people and countries. Uganda therefore supports the effort of the BRICS countries, and at the right time, we will want to join. I thank you, Your Excellencies. Signed, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda.
Let Uganda into the BRICS. They understand the value. If Uganda were let into the BRICS, it would show as much more than just a lender of money, but it would solidify the BRICS as the people's bank without the red tape and strangleholds that politicize nations. If I go into a bank for a loan, banker doesn't make me stick a rainbow flag on my car to qualify for it. Who agrees with me on this, or even disagrees? Let me know down below in the comments. So Uganda is trailing down the tracks of the revolution, being against the evil woes that are coming to infiltrate family traditions. They're fighting for their families. Russia's Vladimir Putin is 100% on board with this fight. But why is the West so adamant to push their so-called human rights on everyone? Why are they being so forceful, trying to justify a crazy, insane lifestyle that envelopes the very existence of evil inside of it? See, now we come to the place, is where many of you watching will see why the U.S. is so persistent on wanting the world to be fine with the LGBTQ movement. LGBTQ, ABCD, XYZ. Did you know Obama was gay? Yeah. On the Tucker Carlson show, a former lover of his came out recently to reiterate the news that the media hid from America before Obama was elected president. There's nothing hidden that won't be revealed. I hope you're still here. Grab a drink. Check this out. And like and share to keep the world informed.
Larry Sinclair saying, yo, I had sex with Barack Obama and I did a lot of drugs with Barack Obama, and everyone coordinated
Shout out to the
try
Benny
and
Show.
destroy my life for coming forward with these allegations. Now Tucker Carlson giving this man a platform. Listen.
It's a guy who's in town for the night, and it sounds like you're looking to party.
Yes. Pulled up in a bar outside, and there's this guy that's introduced to me as Barack Obama. I had given Barack $250 to pay for coke. I start putting a line on a CD tray to snort, and next thing I know, he's got a little pipe and he's smoking. So I just started rubbing my hand along his thigh to see where it was going, and it went the direction I had intended it to go.
Even though you had sex with him twice, you did cocaine with him, watched him smoke crack twice, you had no idea who he was.
I had no idea who he was.
Let me just ask the obvious question. What was Obama like on crack? Is it your sense that that's who Obama is, just transactional, or that he's bisexual, or like, what is this?
It definitely wasn't Barack's first time, and I would almost be willing to bet you it wasn't as long.
The guy's running for president and credible information comes out that he's smoking crack and having sex with dudes. That seems like a story.
Well, it would be a story if the media really cared about telling people the truth.
As you can see, it's getting deep here. It's getting deep. Now, it gets even deeper because this is the most recent interview. This interview just happened last month, 2023, August or maybe early September, 2023 just happened. Now, however, before Obama was president, this gentleman came out with Barack Obama's being gay, saying he had sexual relations with him. But he mentions a choir boy, a choir person who was in the choir at his church, at Obama's church, that was having the same relations with him, who winds up dead in his apartment.
That I was looking for someone to enjoy the night with. The introduction was made through the limo driver.
And what happened?
We had a few drinks. I had made some comments about wanting Coke, so we got in the limo and left, and we started drinking. I started snorting. He started smoking. I actually put my hand on his knee and started to rub up his thigh, and I performed oral sex on Barack Obama. The following day, I actually get a knock on my hotel room door in Gurnee, Illinois, only to find Barack Obama standing in front of it. He had actually come back for seconds. I performed oral sex on him in the hotel room at the Comfort Inn and Suites in Gurnee, Illinois.
Were there drugs involved on the second night as well?
There was.
Who produced those?
He actually brought those with him.
Now, Obama at that time was a state senator.
I actually had no idea who he was.
And then when did you find out that it was Barack Obama?
Watching the 2004 DNC convention.
Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you. Thank you.
And it hit me, and at the time I was just kind of floored.
Good afternoon. My name is Montgomery Blair Sibley. I'm the attorney for Larry Sinclair.
Now, you had this press conference.
I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine.
After the press conference, you are arrested
By the D.C. Police Department upon the orders of Beau Biden, Attorney General for Delaware.
So this is Joe Biden's son, Beau Biden.
It is. Apparently he had a grand jury indictment from 2 weeks after I went public on Obama accusing me of theft that never took place.
Shortly before you made these public allegations about Obama, you were contacted, you say, by a man named Donald Young.
Donald Young was the choir director in Jeremiah Wright's church in Chicago.
This is the church Obama attended.
Exactly.
And what did Donald Young tell you?
That he too had intimate relations with Barack Obama and had for years, and that I needed to protect myself, that they were going to come after me.
What happened to him?
He was shot point blank in his apartment in Chicago.
The murder was never solved?
No, it wasn't.
Now we know why we have to be safe, because those who know the truth wind up dead from a bullet like Obama's gay choir boy, like this man said. Here's the article. Check it out. It's real. Or like Obama's gay chef floating around in the ocean. Yeah, go check that one out too. So yes, we find it to be obvious why Obama administration and the Biden administration are so adamant to persuade and manipulate the world into accepting their cult. It's because they are the cult. Now, I'd like to just reiterate what Trump just said, and I know a lot of you don't like him out there, and that's fine. But what he just said in a recent video on the Biden administration's talks about mandating vaccinations again, because it also goes for LGBTQ indoctrination. We will not comply. Check this out.
The left-wing lunatics are trying very hard to bring back COVID lockdowns and mandates with all of their sudden fear-mongering about the new variants that are coming. Gee whiz, you know what else is coming? An election. They want to restart the COVID hysteria so they can justify more lockdowns, more censorship, more illegal drop boxes, more mail-in ballots, and trillions of dollars in payoffs to their political allies heading into the 2024 election. Does that sound familiar? These are bad people. These are sick people we're dealing with. But to every COVID tyrant who wants to take away our freedom, hear these words: we will not comply. So don't even think about it. We will not shut down our schools. We will not accept your lockdowns. We will not abide by your mask mandates. And we will not tolerate your vaccine mandates. They rigged the 2020 election, and now they're trying to do the same thing all over again by rigging the most important election in the history of our country, the 2024 election, even if it means trying to bring back COVID. But they will fail because we will not let it happen. When I'm back in the White House, I will use every available authority to cut federal funding to any school, college, airline, or public transportation system that imposes a mask mandate or a vaccine mandate. Thank you very much.
The dude's always been bucking the system. That's what it looks like when you're fighting against the system. We can establish a lot by watching those who kiss the butts versus those who don't comply with the butts. The people responsible for freezing Uganda's available funds, the World Bank president Ajayi Banga, makes a final decision, but his decision is based on the pressure from these leaders. These are the butts you have to kiss to comply with in order to get paid. And as we're entertained, why not also get educated? On the far left, you have the president of the World Bank, Ajayi Banga. To his left, the Brazilian president, Lula da Silva, whose country believes was planted by the rigged election, in which citizens also revolted for weeks, storming the palace and the federal courtroom in Brazil. He's next to the prime minister in India, along with South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa, and on the far right, Sleepy Joe Biden. These are the determining factors who gets what, and it's a sad, pathetic group to be in charge of the world's tax money. Let me just say that. That's my own opinion. I don't know. And another big player in the game is not pictured here. It's Macron of France. You suck. Now Ajayi Banga was persuaded to declare human rights violations against Uganda because of Uganda's new anti-LGBTQ laws, and Biden is the voice that we can speculate right now for being the reason Banga imposed these restrictions on Uganda. But if you kiss up to Banga, you can get money from the World Bank. And what does kissing up to Banga look like?
How are you, my brother? Thank you. Thank you.
You're sitting on 7 months. He talks about you using that.
Very difficult circumstance. You're right.
How are you?
I'm good, Ajay. How are you?
I'm fine. Congratulations on the summit.
Very good. A very wonderful gentleman.
Yeah, excellent.
When you told me that he's good, almost half an hour of conversation, and it was immense.
So I think I want to congratulate you on it.
Thank you. I will try my best. Thank you, my dear.
Excellency. I'm going to get a photograph with you.
Okay.
It's a hand photograph. Will you send it to me?
I'm not going to hate on Rudo now for that pathetic puppy-licking daddy's hand for the doggy biscuit he's going to get. But that is not how a revolutionist acts. This is.
They want us to be, they want Africa to be prostitutes. And this is what I told them. Whenever they come to me, I say, you please shut up.
That's real. That's genuine. That's sincere. Museveni is real. He's the real deal. However, we got to look at the suck-ups again. Another suck-up Western trophy goes to this guy. I find it quite sad, actually, knowing that this ex-drug money launderer was placed into office. And if you're noticing an obvious connection about many of them, is they have this huge question mark or asterisk next to their name regarding election fraud. Something's happened. Something's going on. Look, people are not that hard to read. When you take a moment to evaluate their body language, you can read most of those who are fake or genuine, or you can read those who are weak and strong. Animals do it. You can see selfishness or selflessness. It's a seventh sense that God has granted us with his discernment, as we're created in his image. There's nothing that God will not hold back from those who love him. So I'll end with this. Stay diligent. Keep your senses tuned in on discernment, because now more than ever, this is how you will fight your battles. If change is going to come, do not think that the enemy isn't going to plant his own warders to thwart you. Pray. Unite, and above all, stay safe. One love, one heart. Let's give praise to the Lord, and we feel all right. Love you guys.